In the mountain region of Cedar Ridge, where winter arrives early and the nights always outlast the days, lived an old woodworker named Samuel Harper. Samuel had spent most of his life in quiet solitude, widowed for more than 10 years, with his children living in distant states. He crafted wooden lamps, pieces that carried the soul of the forest. Raw grain, soft light, warm as a fireplace on a snowy night. The people in town loved his work, but not everyone loved the man behind it. Right across the snow-covered road lived Frank Turner, the owner of a small craft shop. Frank was the kind of older American who always compared himself to others. A bit hot-tempered, a bit bitter, and constantly convinced that someone was stealing his customers. He often spoke loudly in the town's coffee shop. Samuel charges high prices just to look fancy. The quality's the same as mine. Sometimes he even said Samuel used cheap wood and exaggerated the price. People listened, people laughed, and the rumor drifted through the town like wind over fresh snow. Samuel only responded with a tired smile. He tried explaining a few times about the wood he chose, the oils he used, the careful hand-carving behind every lamp. But Frank never listened. Not because he didn't understand, but because he never wanted to. There were winter nights when snow piled on the roof and Samuel sat alone at his workbench. The lamp he had just finished cast a warm amber glow onto the photograph of his late wife. He sighed. What did I ever do wrong? Why do I keep trying to prove myself? Prove to whom? And for what? But the next morning, Samuel still opened his workshop, still crafted his lamps, still greeted every customer with the same familiar kindness. Kindness, but tiredness beneath it. One foggy afternoon, an older man passed through the town. He carried an old backpack, a dust-covered coat, and a pair of eyes that had clearly lived through many losses. People called him Mr. Doyle. He asked for a warm place to sit, and he listened to the chatter, listened to the rumors about Samuel, listened to Frank's half-smirked comments. Later, Mr. Doyle walked into Samuel's workshop, not to buy anything, but simply to offer a sincere greeting. Samuel, usually a man of few words, finally opened up. I'm tired, you know? I keep trying to explain that I'm not doing anything wrong, but it feels like they don't want to believe it. What should I do to make them understand? Mr. Doyle looked at Samuel for a long moment, the kind of look only someone who truly understands human nature can give. Then he spoke, his voice calm and steady, like early winter wind. If someone has already decided that the snow on the mountain is red, then even if you point at it 1,000 times, they will still see red. Samuel fell silent. So, should I just give up? Mr. Doyle shook his head gently. No, son, but don't waste your life explaining white to people who prefer to see red. Those who want to understand will understand. Those who don't, no amount of words will help. Let your work speak for you. Then he placed a hand on Samuel's shoulder. Calmness isn't weakness. It's the strength of someone who no longer needs to win. With that, Mr. Doyle left the town, leaving Samuel standing in the cold afternoon air, but with a warmth inside him, as if someone had just opened a new window in his heart. From that day on, Samuel stopped explaining, stopped arguing, stopped trying to fix the way others thought about him. He simply focused on his work, more carefully, more quietly, more beautifully than before. He crafted a lamp and placed it on the porch. Its warm golden glow poured gently through the white snow, so beautiful that anyone passing by had to stop for a moment just to look. As time went by, people from outside the town began coming to buy his lamps. Not because of any advertisement, but because his light made them feel safe. One night, Frank Turner pushed open the door to Samuel's workshop. He wasn't loud, he wasn't mocking. He simply stood there in silence, his hands trembling, partly from the cold, partly from something harder to name. Samuel, I need a lamp. My house has been too dark lately. Samuel looked at him. No blame, no anger, no sense of victory. He simply nodded. Take one. Light is meant to be shared. Frank lowered his head, and for the first time in his life, he had no words left. That night, people saw him standing outside his house, staring at the warm glow of the lamp Samuel had made, as if, for the very first time, he truly saw what he had spent years trying not to see. No one said anything, but everyone knew something in him had changed. He no longer tried to explain himself, no longer needed approval. He simply lived, honestly, slowly, and in peace. One evening, a little child asked him, "Mr. Samuel, why do your lamps always look so beautiful?" Samuel looked at the glowing lamp and smiled softly. "Because I don't place my light where people try to put it out. I place it here, where it can shine, and warm the hearts that are tired." A message to everyone watching this video. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is say nothing at all, because peace doesn't come from being understood. It comes from no longer needing to explain yourself. And when you live in the light that is truly yours, the people who need that light will always find their way to you.